Hey, thanks for everyone coming out here today. The past 2 years or so, we have had remarkable progress in the jail, its operations. We are been found in substantial compliance in what was the Duran lawsuit from the 1970s, 1974. We've made all sorts of headway in there. We have our overtime at record lows right now. We have done remarkable things, including a nuisance lawsuit filed by Northwestern University about a year or so ago that's being thrown out. I only mention that because the operations of the jail for the last year and a half, 2 years or so have been fantastic. And so I can't thank enough Cara Smith, who's been running it for the last year and a half. She's done tremendous things. She's going to go on to work with us on a higher level capacity, working with more aspects of the office. So I wanted to be upfront with that because my God, she's been phenomenal. But the reason we're here today is because of the fact that something we've talked about quite a bit around here is that our society, for whatever reasons, has decided that people with mental illness are not going to be treated in hospitals. We've gone from 35,000 down to about 1,400 beds in this state. We're not going to treat them. We're going to close clinics. We've gone from 12 to 6 in the city. We're going to close services throughout. We're going to cut providers. And so when we do that, we know only too well what's going to happen. Loads and loads of people with mental illness will end up in jails and prisons. And that is exactly what's happening. It's outrageous, it's an embarrassment to our whole societies, and it should be. The final part of the straw, putting all this together, the final piece of this puzzle has been now we are going to have running the entire jail a doctor. A psychologist will now be running the Cook County Jail, which is the largest jail in the country. I am excited, I am so proud. Dr. Jones has been with us for a while now, so she knows a lot about jail operations. She knows about the difficulties of it. She knows how to deal with the non-mentally ill population as well as anybody. She knows all that, but it will also be putting the fine point on the fact that we have turned our institutions into mental health hospitals, and we need to have doctors running these places to make it run properly. And so Dr. Jones, we're excited to bring on board, is going to be heading up our jail operations going forward from now on. She'll be our executive director. There'll, I'm sure, be new policies that she'll come up with beyond what we've done, though, as I say, we're very proud of what we've done today. Because they say, this is the final part of the puzzle. For a society that is locking up the mentally ill in massive numbers, we're now going to have a psychologist running the Cook County Jail. We couldn't be prouder, we couldn't be happier. And I'd like to introduce to you Dr. Nneka Jones.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks. The role of a great leader, Henry Kissinger once said, is to take his people from where they have not been to take them from where they are to where they have never been. And I think I can echo the voices of many to say that the sheriff has done that and will continue to do that. You know, we will continue our vision to be the voice for people that do not have it. The inmates behind our walls, the families, the communities, and the men and women who come here every day to make us all safe. Together, Sheriff Dart and I will continue to try to make better citizens, not better criminals. And I hope to bring a wealth of knowledge to this job, as well as the wisdom of the other administrators, the frontline staff. And together, Sheriff Tom Dart and I will continue to make history.
Tell us what you can do running the facility that you couldn't do before, and why do you think it's necessary that a psychologist be in this role?
As of today, we have almost a quarter of our inmate population identified as mentally ill. In an executive director leadership role, I plan to continue to engage the staff in their willingness to be the first line of defense for this population. You know, the sheriff and I will continue to be a voice for the community, as well as, you know, our partnerships with organizations like NAMI to state that these individuals don't belong in our custody. And I believe as the executive director, I'm at the forefront of the issue and able to speak to the complexities that it brings. The environment in and of itself is not conducive to treating the mentally ill. And, you know, we want to really highlight the good things that we're doing, but also to state that it shouldn't be occurring in a jail.
Doctor, can you tell us about the place we're standing and what goes on here and why that's important?
This actually spawned from the sheriff's vision. He wanted to have a more thoughtful way by which we released lower functioning mentally ill inmates that are charged with low-level offenses. So currently we bus over about 100 detainees from the jail compound to this part of the facility. We provide cognitive behavioral therapy, job training, education, all the tools that we know they would need in order to succeed in the community. And then we help link them to services in the community, and that includes employment, because we know that without their ability to sustain on their own, they'll be back. And so in the very near future, this will be a residential treatment unit for those same individuals where they can access all of those great services.
Any idea what your